Men, let's be honest, waking up used to mean something different, a sign of strength, of vitality. But now, for many men over 60, mornings feel heavy, circulation feels sluggish, and that quiet signal of manhood, it's fading. You tell yourself it's just age, but deep down you wonder if something more serious is happening. Here's the good news. It doesn't always take pills or prescriptions to fight back. Sometimes the answer is right in your daily routine. In the very cup of coffee you already drink every morning. With one small addition, you could support blood flow, restore morning vitality, and feel more alive throughout the day. I'm Dr. Evelyn Hart, a board-certified urologist with over 25 years of experience helping men restore their health and confidence. And I want to show you a science-backed way to turn your morning coffee from a quick caffeine jolt into a natural circulation booster. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'll reveal which simple ingredient can make all the difference. Here's a fact most men don't realize. The tiny blood vessels that control your vitality are thinner than a human hair. They're often the first to fail when circulation weakens. Think of your arteries like a highway system. Big roads may stay open for years, but when the small side streets get blocked, traffic grinds to a halt where it matters most. That's exactly what happens with weak mornings, and why restoring flow in those vessels is so critical. And here's the exciting part. Studies show that adding certain natural foods directly into your coffee can widen those tiny vessels, increase nitric oxide, and help bring mornings back without harsh side effects. I'll break down exactly which ingredients to use, how much to add, and the simple ratios to get results. But first, let's look at why your morning coffee, as it is right now, might be giving you a spike, and then quietly stealing your strength. Let's start with the base, your morning coffee. Coffee itself isn't the enemy. In fact, caffeine gives a short-term boost to circulation and focus. But here's the catch. Plain coffee acts like a quick spark. It lights you up, then fizzles out, leaving you chasing another cup by mid-morning. That spike and crash cycle does nothing to fix the deeper issue of circulation, especially in the small vessels tied to your morning vitality. Now imagine if you could turn that same coffee into more than just a wake-up drink. Imagine it as a vehicle, like filling your gas tank with premium fuel instead of regular. The coffee becomes the carrier for nutrients that actually work on your arteries, helping blood flow where it's needed most. That's where cinnamon comes in. Not the sugary sprinkle from a pastry, but real Ceylon cinnamon, the kind long studied for its effects on blood sugar and vascular health. Research shows cinnamon can lower fasting blood sugar by up to 29%. Why does that matter? Because high blood sugar acts like sandpaper inside your blood vessels. It damages the delicate lining called the endothelium and makes it harder for nitric oxide, the molecule that signals your arteries to relax and open, to do its job. Think of your circulation like plumbing. If the pipes are smooth, water flows easily. But when sugar damage builds up, the pipes get sticky and narrow. Cinnamon helps smooth that out. Its polyphenols calm the sugar spikes, protect your vessels, and even trigger gentle vasodilation. That warming effect you feel, similar to a mild spice. I once had a 62-year-old patient, Robert, who told me mornings had been flat for years. He didn't think much of it until his energy dropped at work too. Instead of piling on more coffee, we tried adding just a quarter teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to his morning cup. Within weeks, not only did his blood sugar stabilize, but he felt lighter in the mornings, and his confidence quietly started to return. And cinnamon is just the start. Because the next ingredient, a simple dark powder you probably already know, doesn't just balance sugar, it flips the very switch your body needs to restore strong blood flow, nitric oxide. Now let's move to the second upgrade for your morning coffee, cocoa powder. Not the sugary hot chocolate mix, but real, unsweetened, dark cocoa. Just a teaspoon stirred into your coffee can change how your blood vessels behave. Here's why. Cocoa is packed with flavonoids, plant compounds proven to increase nitric oxide. If cinnamon helps smooth out the pipes, cocoa flips the actual switch that tells those pipes to open. Nitric oxide is the master signal for circulation. It relaxes the muscles around your arteries, letting blood flow more freely. Without it, mornings feel weak. With it, the body responds the way it's supposed to. One landmark study in the Journal of Hypertension showed daily cocoa intake improved flow-mediated dilation, a fancy term for how well arteries expand, by nearly 30%. That's comparable to some medications, but without the side effects. Think about that. Something as simple as cocoa sitting on your kitchen shelf can help restore the very mechanism that keeps mornings strong. And it's not just physical. Cocoa has compounds like anandamides and phenylethylamine, the same chemicals your brain releases when you're in love or experiencing joy. That means cocoa doesn't only boost circulation, it lifts your mood and focus. Because half of performance is mental. If your head feels sharp and your body feels relaxed, your mornings respond. I remember Martin, 64, who swapped his second cup of plain coffee for 1 teaspoon of cocoa blended into his first. Within 2 weeks, he said he felt a difference, not just in the mornings, but in how he approached his day. He described it as going from foggy and flat to clear and steady. His wife noticed too, which speaks louder than any lab result. Adding cocoa is simple, affordable, and effective. It turns ordinary coffee into a mocha-like drink that actually works for your health. But here's where it gets even more interesting. While cinnamon balances blood sugar and cocoa opens the vessels, there's another root powder from the Andes that actually nudges your body to produce more of its own hormones, naturally restoring vitality from the inside out. And that's our next step. Now let's talk about Maca powder, often called the natural vitality root. Grown high in the Andes, Maca isn't a stimulant like caffeine. Instead, it works as an adaptogen, helping your body restore balance and produce more of its own hormones naturally. Here's why that matters. After 60, testosterone and other key hormones decline. That drop doesn't just affect intimacy, it drains energy, motivation, and even circulation. Maca contains unique compounds called macamides and macines that act on the hypothalamus and pituitary, the master controllers of your hormone system. Instead of forcing an artificial spike, Maca gently nudges your body to do what it's designed to do. Studies show men taking Maca daily for 8 to 12 weeks reported improved desire, stamina, and overall performance. One clinical trial even found measurable improvements in sperm quality and mobility. Clear evidence it supports reproductive health at the cellular level. And the effects go beyond the bedroom. Patients often tell me they feel sharper mentally, more resilient under stress, and less fatigued in the afternoons. One man, age 67, described it as getting his spark back after just a month of adding a teaspoon of Maca to his morning coffee. The flavor, slightly nutty, almost like butterscotch, easy to blend in. Just a teaspoon is enough. It's subtle, but over time it builds a foundation of energy and vitality that no quick fix can match. And once your hormones are supported, the next upgrade fuels them even further. Healthy fats that give your body the raw materials it needs to make testosterone and keep energy steady all morning long. Next, let's add something that surprises a lot of men: coconut oil, or its concentrated form, MCT oil. At first, the idea of putting fat in coffee sounds strange. But here's the truth. Your body needs healthy fats to make testosterone and to fuel steady energy. Testosterone is built from cholesterol. If you've been on a low-fat diet for years, you may have unknowingly starved your hormone production. Coconut oil provides medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, which are rapidly converted into energy by the liver. That means less crash, more sustained focus, and a steady release of power throughout your morning. Think of it like upgrading from a car that guzzles gas to one that runs on premium fuel. Smoother, longer-lasting, and more efficient. And here's another bonus. Studies show MCTs may support higher testosterone levels and improved metabolic function. One clinical study found men who consumed MCTs had 20% higher testosterone compared to those eating other fats. In practice, adding just a teaspoon of coconut oil to hot coffee and blending it creates a creamy, latte-like drink. It slows caffeine absorption, prevents the mid-morning slump, and gives your body the raw materials it needs for hormone balance and circulation. I had a patient, 65, who tried this after years of energy crashes by 10 a.m. Within a week, he told me he felt steady, alert, and, in his words, finally fueled instead of running on fumes. And when you combine that steady energy with the final spice, one that's been trusted for thousands of years to ignite circulation, you get a powerful upgrade your mornings will never forget. The final ingredient is one you probably already have in your kitchen: ginger. For over 5,000 years, ginger has been used to improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and restore vitality. Modern science now confirms what ancient traditions already knew. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogols. These act like natural vasodilators. They relax blood vessels, increase blood flow, and lower oxidative stress on the tissues that matter most for men's health. One study from 2012 found that daily ginger supplementation increased testosterone levels by nearly 18% after just 3 months. Another showed improved sperm count and motility, proving it works deep at the cellular level. Think of ginger as both a spark and a shield. It sparks circulation, giving you warmth and energy. And it shields your testosterone-producing cells from everyday stresses like heat, toxins, and oxidative damage. That combination means better blood flow, stronger mornings, and more resilience overall. Adding ginger to coffee is easy. Start with a quarter teaspoon of powdered ginger or a thin slice of fresh root. It gives your coffee a subtle, spicy kick that wakes up your system without being overwhelming. Many men describe it as turning their coffee from a routine drink into a morning ignition switch. One of my patients, 61, said that after 2 weeks of ginger coffee, his hands and feet felt warmer, his energy steadier, and yes, his mornings noticeably stronger. And here's the real power. When you combine cinnamon, cocoa, maca, coconut oil, and ginger, the benefits multiply. One supports blood sugar, another boosts nitric oxide, another balances hormones. Together, they create a system designed to restore circulation and vitality naturally. So here's the takeaway. Your morning coffee doesn't have to be just a caffeine jolt. With a few natural additions, it can become a daily ritual that actively supports circulation, balances hormones, and restores confidence. Cinnamon smooths blood sugar and protects tiny vessels. Cocoa flips the nitric oxide switch to open your arteries. Maca nudges your body to produce more of its own hormones. Coconut oil fuels you with steady energy and raw materials for testosterone. And ginger sparks circulation while shielding your cells. Alone, each of these ingredients offers real benefits, but together they work like a team, stabilizing, strengthening, and reigniting the systems that weaken with age. That's why men who try this often notice warmer hands and feet, steadier energy, and yes, stronger mornings that feel like themselves again. Here's my challenge to you. Don't just listen, try it. Start simple. Add a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon tomorrow. Next week, blend in cocoa. Build gradually. Pay attention to how your body responds. You may be surprised how quickly small changes add up. If this video gave you hope, share it with a friend, hit subscribe, and stay with me for more science-based tips to keep you strong after 60. Protect your mornings, and you may just be protecting your future. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Always consult your physician before making changes, especially if you're managing medical conditions or taking medications.